Hello and welcome back to Roll Call.
Somewhat firm pretzels.
How do you? Is it stale? Is that why it's somewhat firm, or was it just not fully baked?
Or is it more like a floppy pretzel?
Is it a flop?
Is it a hard pretzel that got wet?
Is it a hard pretzel that got wet?
That's what
I have so many questions about pretzels. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our
pretzel call.
Pretzel show. Get ready, grab your pretzels and get ready to roll. We prefer pretzel cast. Welcome back. I'm so excited to be back. Before we get into tonight's episode of our Slivers of Fate campaign, I shall pass it across the way.
Today we're playing D&D.
Hey.
This video will go up on YouTube on Monday.
Monday.
And then we'll be playing again next week.
Next week.
Next week, you say?
Next Friday.
Oh.
Specifically.
Oh, what time?
Here at twitch.com/RollCallStudios at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Ah, good to know, good to know.
You know what else happens on that same channel on Sundays?
What?
At 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time?
What?
Vampire the Masquerade.
Oh
DC.
my god, guys, it's so cool.
DC by Night, Monument of Shadows, story told by the one and only Cymerk.
That's me.
I gotta say, I fucking love that name.
Cymerk?
No, Monument of Shadows, but yeah, Cymerk as well.
It's a great, so there's actually a real, I won't go into why it's such a great name, but sometimes
It's so, I feel why it's so great.
But there's the lore.
The
Anyway.
lore.
The
lore.
Lola Sombra.
I actually do have a special announcement. Happy birthday to my niece. She's not gonna watch this. It doesn't really matter. I'm just throwing it out there anyway. Happy 8th
Many
birthday.
years from
I love you. One day we're gonna play D&D. So.
Happy birthday, random niece.
Yep.
She's only your niece?
Just mine.
God damn.
She's all mine.
I guess she doesn't have an uncle anymore.
Okay.
I'll let your sister know.
The party's niece.
She's our niece.
She's our niece now.
Oh no.
It could be our niece.
Okay, before we get
Into kidnapping.
Entrapped in kidnapping.
No, it's just the goblin NPC that the party adopts.
You could have adopted Crackle. Just saying. But you decided not to, and that's really your error, not
Nah,
mine.
Crackle's too busy making his hot sauce.
You know what? He'll be fine. He'll be fine without us. He's better off without us.
Better off without
Yeah.
it. Turns out his hot sauce is actually a one-shot kill for the final bad guy. So he's got to keep him
My
alive
one
long
weakness: weird rotting things.
enough. Welcome to every JRPG ever.
That's true.
You're right.
So, anything else to add? Anybody?
Power of friendship.
The power of friendship, indeed.
Ew.
And that friendship shall be tested this eve.
Oh, good.
So, we jump back into the world of Laplir and our Slivers of Fate campaign. Splash.
One day.
It's look, you could probably do a super cut at this point of me doing that and doing the splash.
Pew, 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 pew.
Cool edits. Font changes.
Lasers.
confetti.
Lasers. I'm sorry.
Erotic 80s dance music.
Okay, that I'm fine with.
Fireworks.
I just, where do
Daddy?
lasers fit into the campaign? No, hold on. My vision's
By the way, if you are an animated artist who wants to make a title sequence for us, hit me up.
I'd be
we'll talk.
happy to pay for you.
I would
I was
totally
gonna say,
throw
if
money
we
for
find
that.
someone, I will 100% contribute to this.
Yes, I would love an intro splat, like an intro thing. Anyway, when we last left off in the Slivers of Fate campaign, our heroic Order of Tarts had a lovely shopping montage.
Shopping montage.
Shopping.
You know, it was all the rage to buy all of the Moonlight things. You all bought an array. I would say you all. Most of you bought an array of items, ranging from a quill, from a feather of a celestial being, to a dreamcatcher satchel that will help cure exhaustion doubly so than normal. A moonstone amulet for dark vision, a music box to inspire yourselves from fear and charmed, a moon shadow dagger for making everyone go blind, and a moon shadow cloak to allow for the shade of night to be a disguise for you and whenever you need. You spent a few days in the city, I keep saying city because it's so much easier to say than village. Village
Town.
of Brahm, the town of Brahm.
Township.
It's the same amount of syllables.
But my brain likes saying city better.
City.
Spending a few days, you interacted with the townsfolk, spending time with people like Bree, as well as Opal in the dojo, and spending time with yourselves for a few days. You were summoned one evening, then notified that Orathal Thorn was in the base. And if you would like to talk to him, now is your chance. You all went back up to the observatory, past Astrid, who let you into the tea room, where you were transported to the main base, and now find yourselves in the doorway, looking into a room filled with various graphs and sigils and arcane runes on sheets of paper and chalkboard. And familiar face. A face that most of you would recognize. All but John.
So I did meet him when he picked up.
You
the
did
change.
briefly.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
Yeah, you all, there was a bit of a goodbye thing for you all, but you did briefly meet him.
Quick preliminary glance. Can I see, like, if there's, like, any changes or, like, any...
If he has a fourth
weirdness?
eye.
Shit, I mean, it's a valid question.
Does he have a third leg?
No,
Oh.
fortunately not. If you'd like to roll me, if you're doing for a visual
Insight?
check, perception. If you're doing like a gauging of his attitude, insight.
Perception. Oh, 17.
Okay. With a 17. Why are you like this, Shiro?
What are you talking about?
Yeah. I couldn't. You cut out a little. Was that insight or perception?
She said perception.
Okay.
Perception.
You cut out whenever. I only heard the in.
Yeah.
With the perception, he doesn't look visually different than when you last saw him. He still has that aura and air of kind of like that overwhelming presence like he had before, where it's just an eerie feeling. Still has that going. And he does not look visually any different. He still looks as healthy as he was before, and he still has the tattoo on his head.
Can I do the insight on like when he sees us, kind of like reading his reaction to us?
You certainly can. You certainly can.
Ooh, natural 20.
With a natural 20, a critical success, some might say.
Equal advance.
What? Orthal is so impressed by your insight, he shits himself.
Damn it, good eyes inside, boy.
For no reason. With a natural 20, you see, with a natural 20, you see two sides of his reaction. There was one where he is seeing majority of you. Again, there is a flash of like, good, it's them. And there's also for a brief moment like a look of sadness and anger towards your group that is quickly covered over with the presence of, oh, good, it's you, actually you guys.
I don't know.
You, yeah.
Would I be like? Would that? I guess probably be an intelligence roll. Or would I be able to infer that? Like, or I guess my thing is like, by that reaction, would I be able to know that that's truly him? I know that's not a lot to go off of, but that reaction still tells a lot.
That reaction does tell a lot. I would say you wouldn't know for sure it was him, but that the needle is definitely in your mind closer to it's him.
Gotcha. I didn't say anything. I'm just keeping it to myself.
It's good to see you again, sir.
It's good to see you all too, I guess. Very strange circumstances.
My condolences for your loss.
Thanks. I'm not taking it as hard as Leopold is. You'll see he will look up right around here on your shoulder. I know that they're in good hands where they sit right now.
Speaking of your brother, has he, how do I say this politely, gone off the rails by any chance?
That's the polite version. I don't know what quite would be the mean version. I understand your reason for questioning, but you should understand that if my brother had really gone off the rails, you wouldn't be here.
There's just something strange happened at Midway, and it seemed like it was him, but I just have a feeling it wasn't. But it looked like him, and we're just... I can understand a grieving father going off like that, but it just something just didn't seem right about it, the whole situation.
There's a lot going on with him right now. There's a lot of hatred for a lot of people in him right now.
But is it enough to attack a town?
I wish I could tell you. My brother is, and has always been, both the easiest person for me to read and the hardest when it comes to things like this. I mean, hell, I never fully got why he didn't tell Rin the truth about a lot of stuff. But
He's probably just protecting her.
then letting them go out into the world unattended, really? Not saying,
I mean,
well, am saying you all didn't do the job. So, you can see my confusion in reading him.
Yeah. And everyone agrees differently, too.
Exactly. I mean, he lost his wife. He didn't murder a bunch of people. But,
It's different when it's your child.
yes.
The bond is stronger.
The bond was definitely strong between them. And I mean, for being a holy person and a spirit detective, no one's asked why Rin hasn't come back to life. No one thought about that spell.
I was curious about that, however.
I think we mentioned it.
I am too. I don't fully get why.
I don't either.
So,
So there's definitely more going around than we all believe.
yeah, I'd say so. Well, I guess we come sit come in, we're talking in the doorway.
Yeah.
Cliches and everything.
Yeah, right.
And he will invite you in. As you walk in, the door will latch.
I'm in danger.
And you will see out from the like paintings in the walls, pieces of furniture will begin to appear, and the painting begins to pull onto the floor and cast itself. So it's unlike lounge chairs and sofa and a coffee table are all pulled from artwork on the wall into the room you are in, and he will snap his fingers, and the kettle will go onto a small arcane stove and begin boiling water. Everyone, you have a seat. Make yourselves comfortable, I suppose.
I do have another question, which sort of pertains to Rin. On the night of Rin's birthday, you guys introduced us to a Lady Tybalt, which was a pink tiefling, right?
Shouldn't have been.
So you didn't see them as a pink tiefling when you introduced us?
No.
Okay, that makes things even harder then.
They're Yanti.
Yes, she is Yanti, but it seems that someone's impersonating her, and the person that is this pink tiefling that I know for myself, and I'm sure for others, we saw at the party. With what's his name? Marcus DePolto was the guy, right?
You see DePolto?
That was the name.
That motherfucker.
Count Yaris DePolto, yeah. Oh, he also gave Rin a strange bracelet. Don't know if that has anything to do with anything.
That is a lot of information to have. I am thankful that you're giving it to me so freely. I was honestly between torturing some of you or getting even or denying the conversation. I don't fully blame you for what happened.
I mean, I don't blame you for feeling that way either. It was our job to protect her, and we failed at that. And for that, I humbly apologize. And we'll do everything we can to exact our revenge. I know I will.
Same.
Yeah,
Perhaps we can... Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I was just saying, we're just trying to figure out more info is all.
Perhaps we can further explain what we know about the situation, or what we've learned since then.
Please. Please do. We will sit back and eventually tea will be served to all of you with cream and sugar in the middle.
As I'm-
grab a glass.
As I'm sure you already are aware, I was a guard in Midway, and these individuals were placed under my care, as there was a bounty for their arrest placed on them. However, apparently throughout portions of the continent, others were acting as them in their stead in places they couldn't have possibly been. This bounty ultimately led to the Jeweled Fang, which then led to the situation that happened with Rin. After this information was revealed and they made us aware of this other Lady Tybalt, the real Lady Tybalt, had their bounty removed. And then shortly after that, Midway was attacked by someone appearing as your brother. The energy that was there was definitely necromantic in nature, but
He doesn't own
No, of
bad.
course not. And they, gesturing to the rest of the group, also say that it didn't quite feel like him.
Don't forget there was a second bounty, which was a fake bounty put on us.
Correct.
As one was to capture, the other was to kill, which led to everything that happened.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot has happened.
Doppelgangers, you guys, mostly. Doing acts. I consider myself a very smart man, but I can't quite connect why.
There's nothing significant about us that would warrant a doppelganger.
I have a theory that our doppelgangers and Lady Tybalt aren't uniquely separate. I could be
And
wrong.
I wouldn't say there's absolutely nothing like unique about us. No offense, but in terms of Ren was the daughter of Thorn, and then Teresa is her own person. Dragonheart is a famous person.
True.
Everyone is they have their own unique qualities in their own way that stand out.
You can see he is taking in the information and trying processing. You see him. Or let me. If anyone has a passive insight over 15,
Yeah.
Oh, over or at?
at or over,
Yeah.
meets it.
Got it.
I have 13.
You can feel from him that he's trying to figure out if he should hold information or give it. I am very thankful that you're giving me this information about both the doppelganger's existence, impersonating not only you but Rin, as well as Yaris DePalto's involvement, and this fake pink tiefling Lady Tybalt. This is a lot to process, and I feel as if my brother will want to know some of these things, and I can't promise peaceful reactions, not in towards you, I'll say, but if
In general.
yes,
I mean, we'd like to use that pain as much as possible.
He is in a better position to see results than we are. He has more sway.
Yes,
more
however,
connections.
in the time where leadership is being impersonated,
Hmm.
it's not very great to have a negative reaction like that to a lot of people, especially with someone like him who be not great.
I have a question.
Hmm.
It may seem obvious to others, but I just want to get this out of the way so that we know beyond a shred of a doubt. Did your brother attack Midway?
I don't know. I have no clue. He could have while I was here.
gonna insight.
Go for it.
21.
With a 21. Damn you, investigator!
They're like, it's on the low end, too.
Right? You sense that there is a side of him that really doesn't know. He really doesn't know, but you can also feel that and see in the micro expressions he gives that he is also leaning towards it could have been. Taking out a city like that is not hard for someone like him. And he really doesn't know for sure.
Mm-hmm. Also, we should have probably checked in the beginning, and I feel like we have failed to. But how do we know you're actually who you said that you are? These are hard times. I'm not
Meaning in the most
trying
respect.
to offend, but we need to know.
I will put this, looks at Nariana, as nicely as I can.
Fuck you.
Alright, I will just blush a little.
As... How do I say this nicely? You already told me a whole bunch of things. And if you were going to question my validity, you should have done that before telling me everything. Because now I know a bunch of things that you know, and if I was impersonating me, I would now kill you. Or steer you in a very wrong direction.
I would like to try to insight that.
Okay?
Damn it. Okay. Well, the first one was
Sounds like it. I was
20.
gonna say it sounds like it.
But it's a disadvantage, so it's 18.
With an 18? I mean, when you're trying to insight, is if he's telling you, like, the truth in what he's explaining to you, or, like, the validity of his statement?
I guess both.
The validity of the statement is 100% correct.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
With the inciting him as his response, honestly to you, I mean, it checks out, but there's a part of you that kind of thinks, well, if he was a really good spy, he would be able to fake us out.
Yeah, is that really what?
Nariana will just look over to Teresa and it's him. An imposter wouldn't be able to fake the grief I see in his eyes.
I mean, you never know, but I also lean towards it's more you than it's an imposter. But you have a question, if you do remember this. It was something funny that stuck out to me. Do you remember what you told me at Quinn's birthday party? When we were just talking off to the side?
Oh god, now DM has to remember.
I have it written down if you want me to tell you, but I don't know if that messes with things here.
No, I remember us talking about this. I gotta find it.
I don't remember what I ate for breakfast.
I've slept since then.
If you don't, I have a way to
Right?
verify too.
I was say I was gonna like nudge John about that and just.
Oh, I was waiting for it. Yeah.
I wasn't sure if John told us that. That's why.
No, he
Nope.
did. He told us that he
He
had
told us
it
that
a way,
he had a potential
Oh,
way to
that's right.
verify. Yeah.
but he didn't tell us the answer, so he couldn't be like, let me read one of their stupid heads.
We all
Ironheart,
just kinda
you're
jumped in
dumb,
before
right?
that.
Yeah, what was it? I can't find it in my notes.
Oh, I sent it to you,
Oh. Sick nasty. Sick nasty, thank you.
just in case.
Sick nasty.
That's right. Oh boy.
The question is, would he remember that?
Memory check.
His memory check. But due to various reasons, he does get advantage on this.
Due to reasons that I'm not telling you.
Yes, due to magical effects on
Due to
his...
super secret spy reason.
Yes, he does remember. And he'll look at you and be like, deep cut. All right. We talked about only accepting drinks from people you want something from. Never go to the prettiest girl in the room. And fly on the wall. Am I right?
Yeah.
Had a
Yeah,
lot of
that's right.
conversations.
Yeah, but still, it was something that stuck out. I thought was pretty entertaining and a true statement.
So is that good?
I will look to John if they want to do anything.
Yeah, John will accept that, but he's also gonna say, "I've heard that you're actually quite a fabulous chess player, outside of to your brother, of course." I hear he beats you every time.
Roll me insight right now to his reaction.
Gotcha, bitch.
Oh, that's only a 10. That's
Only a 10?
Yeah.
You can tell that there is like a moment of like he immediately looks at your shoulder, like catches himself. What a strange rumor you heard. Who possibly could have spoken about that?
So you admit it, he's a better chess player.
I admit that he has beaten me more than I have beaten him.
But that's not what I asked. I asked if he was a better chess player. At this point, John's actually pretty sure that he is who he says he is. He's just trying to get into the answer that he wants.
Moment, but also entertaining at the same
Just-
time.
Answer me.
He's playing mental gymnastics to not have to admit that he is faked.
I thought you were pretty tactical.
That's the whole thing. He's like, I want to defend my honor on this subject, but also unofficially off the record, officer.
Oh, I'm not on the clock.
Everybody needs something they feel good about. And I don't think it's really a crime to prop up someone in a way that they feel good about.
Understood. He'll just like, without kind of like, just not really fully looking, but just sort of like glance at his shoulder and just, thank you.
That kid.
That was weird.
Could we pick up by this time and like he can see her?
Well, if you want to roll me insight.
Okay, my passive is 17, so I was curious.
Passive, it's more one thing to like pick up on like the very subtle eye shift to right next to John's head.
Okay. That's 12 plus 7. 19.
Okay. Yeah, you pick up on. I mean, he's definitely looking not at John sometimes when he's talking.
Is there anything you'd like me to pass on?
Just pass on that we love her. And once we get everything sorted out, we'll see him soon. Anyway, anything else I can assist you with?
What is there anything major that has happened in your sliver recently?
When you say major, what would you consider major?
I guess any more
Like noteworthy, something we should know?
things, or any more sightings, reports of doppelgangers, people being seemingly two places at once.
No.
Things that may help us with this sort of matter.
I'm already doing a lot. I could attempt to look into that and see what I can find. We're already doing a lot, as you guys can see.
I'm aware.
What I'll look
Out of
into.
curiosity,
Hmm?
and you don't have to answer this if you don't want, obviously. What do you have? What does this revolution have to do with you? Like, you live in a completely different sliver. Like,
What's
why
your
get
part in
involved?
it? Yeah.
That was gonna be my second question.
Okay.
Like, what do you get out of all this? I know it's kind of an invasive question.
Let's say that the Thorn estate has had a long vested interest in the undoings of Titus Crowley.
That's right. I just remember the.
Hmm?
I mean, you guys must have had some connection to my father. Did you know that he was involved? I'm only just remember this now.
Yes.
So the reason
And-
I was sent to this, or your sliver, was
To us was because we knew. And we knew what was about to happen to your father. And so we assisted how we could by extending an invitation that would be seen as an understandable request by a very wealthy noble.
makes all sense. It all makes sense now.
Yes. And John giving that face?
John is slowly looking at everybody else in the rest of the group, giving a kind of like, okay, kind of face.
Okay.
Narayanna's thinking to herself, like, does he know, like, what she is and, like, her involvement with Titus? Like, she's like, her brain is, like, going into overdrive right now.
I did not hear involvement. I heard invomit.
I also heard involvement.
Titus.
I'll work on my enunciation.
Just a visceral reaction.
Further question.
I did say if you had any other questions, I suppose this is my
How
fault.
much do you know? Sorry. I know you're a very busy man, so I'll just keep this short. How much do you know about his work and how it connects to me?
I think it is easiest to say we knew the both of you were coming.
Me too.
Yeah.
Shut up, Ty.
Yes, I will say that in your involvement, Typhoon, the three of you.
Oh no, like I genuinely was confused for a second. I was genuinely
No.
asking that question.
No, the two is in like
Teresa-
Okay, sorry, I got
Teresa and
confused for a
Teresa, yeah.
second. I'm sorry.
Typhoon's like 1, 2. Oh, just like,
Sometimes.
This answers a lot of questions. Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there anything else, or are we even?
That's it for me. Thank you.
Are there any questions you have for us?
Looks to Dragonheart.
No, I'm not taking it off.
Did it? His expression changes to a very serious look.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're good. No, fair question to assume.
No, I'm
Has
not
she?
taking it.
Everyone keeps asking me to take it off.
No.
It's not a face.
His look will turn very serious and sharp. Did it feel good? Crushing his skull.
Dragonheart will reach down into his bag and pull out the necklace of topaz teeth. It wasn't enough. Just stuff them back in his bag.
You all can see a look of just pure satisfaction in like that response. Good. That makes me feel better about everything.
He was killed twice as well. He displaced his soul into a blade.
I'll display the bit.
That's gone too?
With Typhoon's help, the soul was banished.
I'd like to say destroyed.
Obliterated.
For context, Dragonheart's trying to blow you guys up. We're like, yeah, look at my team. We fucked them
You're
up
talking
twice.
Like, I didn't do shit. What are you talking
Hey,
about?
look.
Like, in my head, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I
What a
got
good
knocked
wingman
out.
does.
That's what a good wingman did. I
saw
killed the
that
body.
scene.
Typhoon killed the soul.
He's not gonna say anything against it, not out loud.
That makes me immensely happy to hear. Look, the rest of you mostly finished your tea at this point. It's very well. It's very nice. Probably, I'd say for anyone who like keeps a ranking of the top teas they've had.
That's
Um,
me. Nari.
Say, is that John included?
Probably wouldn't rank them because he doesn't really care about rank, but he'd probably think it's good tea.
So it's up there in top 15 cups of tea. Just good stuff.
So it reminds me of
Teresa,
home.
This is tea.
I don't have any other questions right now, but if I could have your permission to, at some point in the future, if other questions do arise, could I send you a message?
I don't see why not. Now just know that you sending it does not guarantee a response.
I understand.
Good. Then yes.
Of course, and thank you for talking with us. I don't presume to have any authority here, at least of yet, over someone of your standing.
Thank you for not pushing the limits of the socio boundaries we have. Make things very awkward.
Right. Like meeting in a bunker.
What?
Nothing.
The fuck you just say? Looks to the rest of you. Anyone else have anything?
I don't think I do.
Nah, unless it's like on the way out, then yes, but not yet.
Okay. Anything from Teresa, or is that it?
That's it.
Okay.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. If you discover more information, I would be more willing to answer questions if there was an exchange, per se.
Of course.
All right. Well, I have many experiments to perform.
Have fun. Have fun.
Oh, I intend to.
The torture then began.
Get up and leave.
So, like,
Leave.
near the end of it, I feel like Typhoon would be sitting there more so in thought. And then what he's thinking, I've been thinking this for a while, is like he really wants to show how sorry he is for everything that happened to Rin. So on the way out, like he's gonna like do like a full-on bow, or like, you know, like Japanese style bow, like however a good like apology is, and just like give out the deepest, sincerest apology for not being good enough, basically, for protecting Rin, and just saying that he will do everything he possibly can, and like as a group will also do everything they can to either find a solution or and while also avenge her death. That's
He will look at you with a very knowing regard. Just there's a connection. He understands. You feel that he gets the entire emotional intent that you're trying to give.
it's like Ty's trying to hold back emotion from it too. And then he'll bow and be on his way out.
Northall will just nod his head knowingly, and he will leave. You across the way is Wellerman. He is he's not right by the door, so you're gonna have to like get his attention, but he is in sight currently.
Before we flag him down, John's gonna turn to the rest of the group and just say, I'm going to see if perhaps there's a private place we can discuss things here. If that's alright
Sounds
with
good.
the rest of you.
That's good. I do have some questions for Wellerman as well. You guys can stay or leave while I ask them. It's no.
Why don't I
consequence
see
to
if he
me.
has a room that he can join us in?
Okay. That works for me.
And John will just somewhat walk over and flag him down.
You'll see he'll hand a stack of paperwork to someone else as they begin to go down the elevator. All right, you're done?
Yes. We were hoping perhaps, is there a room we could perhaps discuss things further with you in private?
Yeah, I think that can be done. We can just go down the stairs a flight. There's room down there.
Okay.
You guys will continue to go around the circle until you get to the stairs that cut down. Down a floor, you see there are a lot more meeting and strategy-based rooms on this floor of the base. Since you went down on the elevator before, you didn't quite see this. Takes you to, for you guys, it's more of it's not so much like a war room type situation, more of a more relaxed discussion-based area. But it is still tucked away. There is as you get over there, he will unlock the door and open it. And there, when you go into a really soundproof room and there's kind of like that empty sound you get.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When you walk in, that's what you get. So it's definitely acoustically keeping everything in. Okay. Closes the door, sits down, reaches underneath a pillow, pulls out a bottle.
Why not?
So, you're all alive, so that means the conversation went well.
It did,
Pours himself a drink.
thankfully. I turn to the rest of the party. Could I go first then?
Go for it.
Okay. I know that our I say relationship is tenuous at best due to the circumstances. I truly do wish to help with everything. But there are still questions that may sway whether or not, and if so, how involved I am. I also don't speak for my companions, as this is mostly on me. But first off, I want to apologize for whatever pain I have caused you. Me and my fellow creations. I don't know what you have endured, but on behalf of me and my past companions, I do apologize.
You ever been bit by a pet or an animal? It hurts and you bleed. You get real mad at the pet. Think it should know better. And you remember an animal doesn't really know any better, so can you really fault it? You still hold that anger that it happened and it hurts. But you forgive. Understanding what you've done and what you are trying to do puts me in a situation like that where you were a mindless machine just programmed to infiltrate, kill. It didn't matter. But the other part of me hates you so much because knowing which one you are and what happened here, You took my father from me. And I can never fully let that go. But I trust your father enough to try and let that go and move forward.
Clarification, was he saying that it was specifically me, or was he saying you as in like your group, your people?
You can get the sense that he is specifically naming you.
A lot of my memories still haven't resurfaced yet. It's a jumble. I acknowledge your pain, and that's why I want to do everything in my power to right the wrongs. But to do so, I need to know a few things. First off, this war against Gemstead, you and I are no stranger to the aftermath. So, what would be your plans to mitigate the effects that this would have on innocents? People caught in the crossfire, everyday people.
If they stand with the Gilded Ones, with the nobles of Gemstead, and continue to accept the forced subjugation of everyone else in the sliver, just so they can be a little bit more comfier, then they are not innocents to me. But for those that are unable to fight due to various reasons and want to just be safe, we will have spaces for them in the sliver where they can go to be away from the fighting. Probably not the answer you were looking for. But at a certain point, breaking a bone is breaking a bone.
It's not the worst. The most ideal isn't the most realistic.
Not at all.
I do have a very, I guess, probing or real question for you, though. What about those who are unknowing and those of the families who want to live comfortable? Children, so forth.
Children are always a concern.
I'm not knocking what you stand for, and I really understand it, but it's something that needs to be taken into consideration because there are always two ways to go about it. That like there's the darker path, and then there's the much nicer path, but that could lead to a later problem. That resentment grows, especially among several. So it's just a food for thought. So you don't have to have an answer right now.
I'll let you know. You're not from here, so I understand your reluctance on this issue with innocence and the children.
I mean, like I said, I understand this, and I'm all for helping out the little guy. I'm 100%. I've done that myself quite a bit. But, you know, like you said, looking out for the innocents and the children. Those who are put in the middle of the path and don't need to be there or shouldn't be there in the first place.
The dark truth of the matter is, there's no 100% way to guarantee that kids won't get hurt. Kids won't die. And if that is a side effect of what happens, then Gemstead is the reason.
I mean, I definitely understand it being a side effect of war. But as long as you're not adamantly attempting to, at least you're at least trying to save some. Or, you know, like you said, you have these spots. Just making sure that it's
We
just
will not
get
refuse access to those reserves to those that are deserving, non-spies, non-sympathizers.
I get it.
You can tell Nariana's just sitting there looking really uncomfortable.
Anything else?
If I'm to help, what would you have me do? And after it all, if there is an after it all, what would you plan to do with me when I have outlived my usefulness?
Your involvement would be like an icon, like a truth unknown. We would use your existence and information about you to help further our cause of revealing the truth about Gemstead and everything that goes on with the Gilded Ones. And of course, we'd probably use you to fight. Looks at your gauntlets. Literally what you were made for.
It is.
And once it was over... once it was over, you would be allowed to do whatever you wanted. Because I feel...
Insight check.
Well, you can insight. I'll continue talking. You can see if you want to insight. Because killing you at the end of it all would make it too easy. Because you being alive means you'll never forget.
Hydrate.
And a strand.
Hydrate.
Thank you.
And then
good
Wellman
water.
Stronghold just goes... big cat stretch.
Tasty water.
It's a papa's party.
Like I just lost the name for Goliath comes over and just picks up Willem and goes, when you let go of me.
God damn it. Jerry, I said no.
Oh, you said when you're feeling down.
I have intel that would leave me to suggest or to believe that some of my former compatriots from the war are still alive. Not in their bodies, but manifesting as souls somewhere in Gemstead. If they were to come out and be shown that they are harmless as I am, would they be granted amnesty? The same as me.
You can see there's an intense look, like a confliction within him as you ask this.
I don't need an answer now, but that is something that I had found out and something to be taken into consideration.
If they're alive, if they're in a physical form, if they have renounced the Gilded Ones and their creators, and don't do a single goddamn thing to make me believe that they're gonna double cross me, then I would give them freedom to leave the sliver.
Fair enough.
Is court adjourned?
Court is...
Could we borrow the room for a little while?
Sure. You're not borrowing my alcohol, though. Fix up the bottle. You will walk out. The door will close. You'll kind of, as the door closes and latches, you can tell it's locked as soon as it closes, unless it's one of those you have to have a key. From the outside and the inside, it is unlocked. But, so only certain people can get into this room. You feel the air, like, as it begins to get quiet once again. And you are back to being alone.
Did that answer the questions you were looking for?
It did.
And how about the rest of you? How do you feel about this?
If I'm being honest, I'm not comfortable with this at all, with us being involved in the revolution. Like, I understand they feel like it needs to happen, but for me, there's always innocents that are gonna be lost, and they should try a different avenue before this full frontal assault that they're going through.
Well, my guess is they've tried other things first. I don't think that they weren't like, these guys are mean. Time to kill them.
I think he did mention he tried a few other things too.
Yeah, so I think this is them kind of at the end of their wits. However, I can also agree, I'm not sure how comfortable I am with starting a revolution somewhere where I am not involved.
Precisely.
I mean, if it's on Dryota, yeah, of course, it's my home. It's, I have purpose, and not to belittle anyone's struggles at the moment, but I find things more pressing at the moment. The revolution, there's no immediate plan. There's no immediate attack. There's also...
It's still growing.
It's still growing, as well as revolution takes time. My goal is still what it's been. And that is, we have to solve the doppelganger situation.
My priority right now is Ren. Like getting caught up in this I don't see it being beneficial at all.
He did say it wouldn't happen until a few months out.
Yeah, I get everybody's priority, but where do you stand on the revolution itself? Even if we do settle things about the doppelganger Ren, that doesn't mean that the revolution has started by that time. My personal point of view, like, I'm here for you, Teresa. I've known you the longest out of everybody, and you're kind of like a sister to me, but, like, honestly, I used to do this thing, like, as a pirate, like, it's kind of like you free some of the underdogs, and you, like, what's the word? Filter? I can't get the word. But you steal from the rich and give... Pilfer? Maybe, yeah. You steal from the rich and give to the poor, basically, like the old Hood Robin story. But
the Hood Robin story.
I
The
couldn't
Robin
think of
and
anything else. The Blue Jay story. I
We'll
don't
just
know.
say it's Robin Hood. That's fine.
The Hood and the Robin.
I'll be right.
The Jay
But,
Sweater story.
What the fuck?
Like, if you are going to support it, I will support you with it as well. Otherwise, I have no stake in this. Just like Dragonheart says, it's not my slither. I hold nothing to the slither, but besides you, you are the only connection to the slither that I have. So if you support it, I will support you through it. And in my personal opinion, I get where they're coming from. Like, being like looked down on and not being cared about by the wealthy, and basically being the, don't want to say the trash of the group, but they're not really taking care of the underlings except for the wealthy people, and they're only looking out for themselves. And I mean, you saw what the leader does, like starting wars himself either way. Who's to say they won't start another war over something petty or small? I think a change needs to happen, honestly.
I understand where you all are coming from. This isn't your fight, and I get your hesitancy. And I totally get it if you don't want to go through with this. I get it if you guys don't want me to go through with this. Where I'm coming from, I used to be a part of this system that oppresses. I used to be on the other end. And being there firsthand, seeing the damage that I've done, the pain I have caused, the fathers, the mothers, the children, the lives I have taken. This, for me, I'm seeing it as a sign from whatever the fuck higher power there is for me to atone. For me to help balance the scales, if only a little.
I feel like I must remind you that, like you said, there were casualties the last time around, and as Williman said, there will be casualties this time around. It's an unfortunate nature of war that innocents die. And I would caution you very heavily around trying to use this as some sort of way to vanquish your past sins or to atone for what you've done in the past. I understand the compulsion for it. But it's one thing to fight a revolution because the revolution holds meaning to you. It's another thing to do it simply to wipe the slate clean. My own personal feelings aside, that's what I would caution against.
That's true.
The truth of
Because
the
if you
matter
go
is...
into this,
Go ahead.
if you go into this, you're only reddening your hands more. Whether it's for a good cause or not, there's still going to be blood on your hands.
War begets more war.
But that's not going to change the fact that this is going to happen one way or another. It's just a matter of our involvement.
Perhaps not, but putting yourself in as a beacon, an icon, under the guise of wanting to help the little man, and when instead it's just a... I hate to say this and make you sound like a terrible individual, but when it's under the guise of some notion of atoning for what you've done, I think that's poor judgment.
And I do agree with what you're saying, John, that I think, Teresa, you really need to make sure that this is something that you truly stand by and not that it's just to wipe the slate. I 100% agree with that. Because at the end of the day, it's still killing. You're still killing people. It's just different people.
It's
Well,
something
here-
that's going to weigh on your conscience, regardless.
Here's how I see it. Is it better to atone for war crimes by going to war, or by doing your best to create peace, and in those instances where violence is needed, it is to stick up for the little man?
Perhaps, but championing for peace is far different than being idolized as a part of a rebellion that's sparking war.
Well, also, who knows, though? Maybe with her position, she may be able to do something that helps more than... Although a war more than likely will happen, but something that will save more lives than lose them. I mean, look who she grew up with, a genius. She might be able to come up with some idea or suggestions, or we all might as a group. Like we said, there's still a lot of time ahead of us that we know of at the very least. Anything can happen within that time. But a lot could come out of this, good or bad. And either way, I think whether you join it or whether you don't, there's going to be positive and negative results.
When I heard about all of this, I will admit I got very gung-ho. Ready to rush myself into another war. Maybe it's because a part of me knows that that was what I was designed for. Maybe a part of me knows or thinks that that's my only use. is to be used as an instrument. But hearing
But you've
you
already
all,
proven you're so much more than that.
you're correct. I think hearing you all right now has left me some food for thought. And like we've said before, this isn't happening anytime soon. I don't know what I should do. I'm a little torn, but
Well, take comfort
As
in the
a-
thought, you know, I'm here to protect you, and I'm not going anywhere. So whatever you choose, I'm there.
as of right now, I agree that we shouldn't commit to anything just yet. Maybe I'll find some self-reflection and answers in the coming days.
I appreciate that. And this might sound harsh, but saving lives doesn't make you not a killer. Yes, things were in your past. Yes, things were outside of your control, but no matter what, that blood will always be on your hands. There's nothing you can do to undo it. I admire
I'm
your
aware.
desire to try to right things. But if this is ultimately what you choose, I hope that you choose it for the right reasons.
I appreciate your contribution, John. I know more than anyone. That is the one irrefutable fact. My hope is to not write myself. I don't know. Sorry, everything's a bit foggy right now.
Well, like you said, we have time. Why don't we go back to that inn and grab something to eat and relax for a little while?
Some food and fresh air might be helpful, yeah.
Can you breathe fresh air?
I can.
You can tell Dragonheart is trying to lighten the mood because it took everything in me not to make a joke when John was like, "There's nothing you can do to get the blood off your hands." To go, what if you just cut off your hands or take off your hands?
John would have John would have done like a mental backhand.
That's why he didn't. That's why he
Cat's
didn't.
mind whipped.
What if you just wash your hands?
It's like, you cannot get the blood off your hands. You can if you wash them. Shut
You're
up.
wearing gloves.
I was very cautious. Viruses are bad.
So you guys head out.
I'm a walking health code.
Understatement.
God, I wish you were Baymax.
Right?
I'm gonna go Warforged cleric. Just go.
Let's go.
Hello. You seem to
love
be
and
in
hate-
distress.
I love and hate this so much. want to be a war. I
Spiritual
want to be a
weapon.
war priest, though.
You were going to die now.
You guys are shown the way to get out, and you were sent back to the observatory, and now you have the. I mean, it is the nighttime, so you guys want to get like a drink and some snacks or food, you can.
Oh, it's been a long day.
Need some
So
of
head
that
back to the inn.
Yeah, let's head on back.
Yes, I heard they're making a wonderful chicken pot pie tonight.
God, that chicken's gonna be so high.
He's smart.
Oh boy.
That's not. They don't. That's not what that.
No, no.
Oh,
he's
is it
right,
baked in a
yeah.
terracotta oven?
Oh, never mind.
I love that. So much.
Which part?
This hurts my occipital processor.
My medulla motherboard.
Stop it. You get back to the inn, and there is a special leftover chicken curry pot pie being served.
Yes.
These are being served in individual, like, tiny baby pies.
Pie flavor.
And you guys are able to get some. It is still being paid for, as long as you're here. And you guys can get a free drink with it.
Yeah, free drink.
I'll give my drink to Typhoon.
I get a light drink this time. Like
I actually use the motor oil. No, I don't.
Why is this?
Oh,
Why is this orc
boy.
asking for motor oil? Very strange. What is motor oil? What's oil?
What is a motor?
Oh, sorry, grease. Right, grease.
It's just they just pull out the
I
fries.
don't know that spell.
I don't know this, Bill.
The antifreeze.
John will just look at Dragonheart and just say, "I think I need something a little stronger than wine.
Okay. What do you
What
want?
would you recommend?"
Something similar to wine but stronger?
Yes.
Well, you could probably do whiskey. There are some whiskeys that are their final arc of their distilling and sitting is in wine barrels.
Quite a knowledge of whiskey. All right.
Bourbon's great.
I
My
suppose
dad
I'll
has a
take
cellar,
one.
alright.
That doesn't surprise me. Actually.
Yeah, I know, right?
Meanwhile,
In Dryota.
Why do I just? Why is it in my head? It's like we transfer over there. It's like the bat signal, and then it's just like,
That's the dragon.
I think we've got it.
Why do I feel like in his cellar he has his own ring?
Probably.
there's not a ring in the cellar, but we do cut to he is in like fuzzy bunny slippers and like a robe,
Yeah, it's like a
and
little
he's
clip.
like going down like, ah, shit, honey, what'd you say?
What year did you
What
want?
is it? And just cuts back to like he's just in like the stripy boxers. And just,
He's got like plush instead of
Still
rabbit
mask.
slippers, they're like little dragon slippers.
plush dragon slippers and
They,
like
like,
a very on brand.
You have a family dog.
Like a family blink dog, just like.
Yeah. Yeah, get out of my way.
They have
He's a
a
dog for
domesticated
training.
displacer beast.
Oh my god.
It's just a black house cat with more tails.
There's a displacer kitten. They do not have one, but
No, my stepmom would have brought it in. He'd be like, I don't like cats.
we're not keeping him. His name's
I want a
Mr.
displacer
Whiskers,
kitten.
and I love him to death. I'll kill anyone who looks at him.
So yeah, John will order a whiskey, but we'll tell the bartender, go easy on me. Not a liquor drinker by nature.
Go easy on me, he says.
Oh, why?
Oh, I never thought
Right.
I'd see the day that John
He
would
will,
drink like this.
Yeah. Go over, and he will put like a sliding ladder will come out, and he'll go up. Goodness. Pours you a in a chilled glass. That much. Slides it over.
Thank you.
You know, you sip it.
I am aware. Yes, yes, I know.
Just wanted to make sure. All right. Anything else?
My brain was like, ask for fireball. It's like,
Ooh, I love fireball.
All right, cast fireball.
Would you mind making me a cup of tea, please?
All right. We can do. In particular, just the usuals.
yeah, I was trying to think of something like fancy to do, but yeah,
A Negroni.
A sparkly hotto with prosecco in it.
Oh, lovely.
Sparkly.
Legionaro.
I'm also-
Legionaro, I think it's called.
Just an arrow on the Dos Equis.
Extra
I'm the most interesting man in the
Campari.
world. I'm a Modelo man.
Or does he come up behind John and go, "Whiskey, don't go easy on me"?
Sure, fuck it, let's do that.
What? I want to say.
Whiskey, but don't go easy on me.
All right. It goes down underneath the bar. Pulls up a bottle. This one looks. They all look like they're handmade alcohols because of where they are.
Mm-hmm.
But this one looks like the bottle's been around for a long time.
It was probably the bathtub for a while.
Oh God.
Woo! Get
You
some
just-
of that bathtub whiskey.
That bathtub whiskey.
It is a wonderful aroma
Mm-hmm.
to it. There's a lot of depth and complexity in it's very much it's heavily the wood of the barrel.
The
I should say.
tannins are present.
Yes.
That's sad.
But it's very smooth.
Oh, good. I chose wisely.
Don, yours is like a step down from
Yeah,
that.
yeah, fair.
Not great. Not terrible, but not great. But not. It's not hard to drink. You all get your drinks and your pot pies.
Pot pies.
Bye bye.
And are you guys sitting at the bar? Or are you sitting in a booth away? There's about 30 people in here still, but like I said, it's pretty large.
Probably in a booth.
Yeah, I imagine it.
Both.
You guys from one of the booths by the wall on the inward side. And you guys have the night to discuss whatever you'd like, or we can time jump to whatever you guys want to do next.
I want to arm wrestle Ty.
Okay. Both of
You
you
just say
give me
Brother, I don't think this is gonna go well,
Frank?
and I mean that for me. But if you really,
There's a reason I
insist,
asked you and not Teresa.
I guess give me a
I want in on this.
an initiative roll.
You can say no. Dragonheart would just put his elbow on the table and just be like,
He's like, no,
Let's
no,
go.
I'm here now. 21 on my initiative.
17, 18, 19, 20, 22.
Hey, okay, so Dragonheart, you do the 3, 2, 1 go, but with the initiative, you get your wrist slightly, just because there's a slight difference. You're just ever so much in the correct direction to have more force down. I need you to both give me athletics checks.
10.
It's 10 plus 5, so 15.
So with the difference of 5, I will say it is not you don't have a rousing success, but it is very much you cock your wrist, you have that downward pressure. Ty, you kind of grip the table and brace yourself a bit, and there's a little bit of you're locked in, and that's why you're not moving. And then Dragonheart just slightly pushes more pressure onto your onto your wrist, which gives enough leverage to just.
Oh.
Good game.
Yeah, that went about it. I held out longer than I thought I would. I'm gonna be honest.
And then Dragonheart will pull up his glass to cheers.
I'll
Hey,
cheer to
Dragon.
that.
What do you think? I'll do you.
No, I'm good, thanks.
I mean, this is an Akira, okay? Arm wrestle, smart.
Ayo.
All right, fine. No magic.
Fair enough.
Cast
Guidance.
myself.
Could have included it.
Okay. Roll.
Initiative to start.
Yeah. Roll initiative again.
Natural 20.
Well, they go first.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what was yours though? What's your total?
I think it was a dirty 20.
So okay. That's pretty good.
Right. Well, I was
But
just like, with their
Nariana
modifier
gets-
alone would
yeah.
also get him.
So yeah, Nariana gets a much stronger grasp on the wrist. Give me athletics.
That's a natural 20 though.
Silvery barbs.
Oh,
No.
that's a 19.
Cast silver barbs. Roll again. What do you say, John?
John is gonna do it just like that. Not say silvery barbs, but
Silvery
he's gonna like
Clear his throat.
cough to do the verbal component.
24.
We have to use the lower. Oh,
I did.
technically,
I rolled
yeah.
a 19
Damn.
plus my modifier.
Alright, fair enough.
Who are you giving advantage to?
Advantage would be to. I was gonna say Nariana, yeah.
Okay.
That's 24.
And I got 21.
So there is,
Yeah.
I will say, because you have a strong lock at the start, there is a solid moment where it's like 30 seconds and no one moves. It's just, there is like a creaking in the table of both of you just locked into your position. And then after the silvery barbs, there's a moment where, because Nariana, you haven't strength trained like Dragonheart has, there's a moment where you kind of like take a quick moment to let your like muscle relax slightly, and Dragonheart just keeps his tense and just pushes down. You guys both kind of had a sweat going.
Technique.
Yeah, not bad.
That's what we do at tables at bars in Dryota.
How many tables in it broken?
How many arms broken?
Mmm.
I think it'd be more
Good
wrist
whiskey.
than arm.
Mmm.
I've seen both, and it like breaks in different sections. It's disgusting.
Yeah, it depends. Sometimes it's the dislocation part. Sometimes it's the snap
That's
at
true,
the,
yeah.
you get a break there. Sometimes it's the shoulder dislocation. Sometimes somebody gets really cheap, grabs the thumb and breaks it.
Dryota's
Sometimes
Is that what
chaotically
happened to all
entertaining.
those skeletons on Dryota? They just were all in arm wrestling competitions. Is that why so many of their bones were fractured and refractured and broken multiple times throughout their lives?
No, it was probably from
I
all
thought
the
you were saying they
fighting.
died from us.
The normal fighting.
Hey,
No,
You're saying
Dragonheart,
they
why don't...
died from
Died. That's
wrestling.
just when I found bones. They were just. Never mind.
Repeated fractures in the arm. Yeah, that sounds about right. It was probably him and his dad.
Teresa.
Hey, Dragonheart.
No,
Why don't you pick on someone your own strength, huh?
I did.
Why don't you
And
pick
And I
on
went
someone
above my weight
stronger?
class as well.
I
How
am
about you
not
pick
your
on
own
someone
strength.
stronger than you?
I don't know if I want to go too many weight classes. I've already also gone through 2 already, and I'm, yeah. He's been through
Pussy.
this before with Teresa. Oh no, you're taunting me. If only I had a low self-esteem.
Your dad would laugh at you.
Dad's not here right now, is he? He's at home in his fuzzy slippers.
Does your father really have a pair of fuzzy slippers?
You heard nothing.
Wait, do you have a pair of fuzzy slippers?
Shut up. Who said fuzzy slippers?
feel like I need
Where'd
to
you guys get that
notice-
from?
I am noting this.
Fuzzy slippers is the best. I own a pair at home.
Where'd you guys get fuzzy slippers from? That's crazy.
I want fuzzy slippers.
And as you
Maybe I
guys
got a rabbit.
have fun and a light, engaging conversation with one another and enjoy your food and drink, that is where we're going to take a break, and then we will
Break time.
be back. So don't go nowhere.
Peace.
Peace. And we're back.
So could you fuck Teresa?
Oh my god. Anyway,
Okay, you're done.
with where we left off,
Kiss, kiss, bong. Kiss, kiss, bong.
Die!
Please kill me now.
No.
You all had your evening of drinking and small and chatting with one another, interacting with whoever came by to check on you guys, you guys have your long rests in your rooms.
Before I go to sleep, I'm gonna start writing that letter. At least for my sister, because I don't think I have a way to get them to her yet.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna start writing letters to my sister. And
Okay.
I feel like just pouring out like word vomiting on me. It's like I'm trying to start like keeping it nice and clean, but it's like really awkward. So I don't know where to start. I don't know what to say. So
You go through a
it's
few rough
mixture of-
drafts.
Yeah. It's word vomiting, a lot of random emotions. So yeah.
Anyone else have anything to do before bed?
Instead of sleeping in the room, I would like to go out. I would quickly tell everyone that I was just needing some time for reflection. I want to go out to find a clearing where I can like see the stars a little. Not super far away, but just like somewhere where I can feel the air and see the stars and take some time to reflect. And then maybe if I could like sleep out there tonight.
No objections? Okay.
Nariana would probably really, when it gets late, realize she wasn't back and go look for her.
Oh, I would have told.
Yeah, but you
Everyone.
didn't say whether you were coming back or not. Or
Oh,
did you?
Terry's just like,
I
fuck you,
did
I'm
not.
leaving, you guys.
I did not.
What would you
actually.
say? Don't wait up for me.
I would have probably said don't wait up for me.
Okay, then never mind.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you go up close to the observatory. There's still a clearing in some areas by there, because they keep it cleared so the telescope doesn't get obstructed by anything. So you have a pretty nice view, overlooking both the village, the sky, and the forest that is growing as you head down the mountain.
Yeah.
And you have time to reflect and think, and go over your own thoughts on everything.
Lots of thoughts.
War never changes. Nuka-Cola.
Anything
War
else
is
before?
bad.
That's the new Fallout opening. War is bad.
Not buying it.
Maybe if Ron Perlman does it. Sorry.
Yeah, John's gonna crack that book.
Okay.
Ooh.
So you open that book. Is there anything in particular you have on your mind as you begin reading and contacting?
I don't think necessarily anything in particular on the mind. I think John would be... Because John's browsed through this book a few times. I think this time when he reads through the book, he's going to be looking for anything directly related to what creations Titus has done that he puts in this book.
You begin reading, and as you're reading, some of the creations and discoveries that are both known in the book as is written and written as notes by Titus himself in the edges of the page. You see he's talked about works about homunculi, in art like artificial life such as golems, and constructs of arcane being. See, he also has one of his claim to fames is harnessing the stones in a very manufactured, controlled, magical way, which kind of helped lead to the prosperity of the country. From an early age, you discovered that. So you read these notes. The notes about like the homunculi and the artificial golems are what he's written in the side edge of the page. And you fall asleep. And you wake up in the chair in the room. A very nice, not so hostile feeling. You're in a nice armchair. The room still has the single surgery bed over to the side currently, but he is at his desk. He will... Oh. John, you're back.
Yes, forgive me for the delay. Had been traveling.
So I've noticed.
I was hoping... I mean, I have your book, but I was hoping maybe you could tell me a bit more about yourself. I know your achievements, but I'd like to know you as an individual.
Or know the facsimile that stands before you.
Or that, yes.
I will share some of my past with you. Seeing as sharing everything might not be advantageous to me.
Understandable.
I am, as of you collecting this book, I'm currently, would be in your time, around 500 years old.
It's quite a feat.
I've spent most of my, if not all of my life in the pursuit of knowledge and scientific gain. I founded schools throughout the Sliver many, many, many years ago that helped discover the true talents of the Sliver. And we rose ever up to a near pinnacle in my mind. I cannot say for what is currently transpiring, but I can say now, from my vantage point in time, that I have done good. Tell me about you, John.
Not really much to know. I've worked as a guard for a bit of time. Prior to that, I processed and cared for magical items that came from Dryota. There's nothing really too special outside of my ability to commune with the dead.
That is a very useful feature to have in police work.
It is.
Not many people can ask people who killed them.
Yes, that has certainly been a benefit to my job. In a lot of ways, it's also a bit of a unrelated field.
So this happened long before?
For quite some time, yes.
I would love to know how that came about.
That question also eludes me as well.
So, you have a gift to talk to spirits, but you don't know where it came from. You don't spend time and energy into figuring out why.
Well, I've been quite busy. I will say that I know it's not, or at least I'm assuming, it's not something that was passed down to me through birth. As far as I know, neither of my parents have the ability to do such things. My parents were not as magically adept.
Well, from my research and study into magical effects and beings and their essences, I can only think of a handful of reasons why you'd be connected to the spirits. Maybe you died once, before you knew your memories. Perhaps some deity chose you for some reason to be gifted with this blessing. Or you're cursed. Be a very strange and an interesting tactic to curse a child, but stranger things have been done.
Those are valid theories. I highly doubt some deity went out of their way to choose me. I have no tie to any deity.
As far as you know.
As far as I know.
Deities are fickle and often, as much as we give them credit for being near perfect and what we should aspire to, they're often very brash.
That's fair.
You will. In the matters happened before, the scene will begin to swirl and change as colors and things blend together. As you're now on a nice sofa with a coffee table with a few finger sandwiches and some tea on it. As he sits across from you, and there's a small fireplace over in the corner. How is the rest of your party handling things?
About as awkwardly as you could assume.
And Teresa,
Well, I haven't spoken to her about this quite yet.
Fascinating. Collecting all the evidence before you break down the crime?
More like trying to find the right time for something there's not really the right time for.
I know of that very well. But the moment will never come if you do not seize it for yourself.
Yes, however, that's one more complication, isn't it? I suppose I already in a lot of ways feel responsible for them. What's one more responsibility, right?
Exactly. And who knows? If I really did make Teresa, then maybe she'll want to say hi to Dad.
I'd venture
That's not
there.
creepy.
I venture there are several things she might want to say.
Oh, most definitely, I can imagine. She's welcome to have a chat.
We'll see.
Is there anything else I can help you with, John? Do you need more information?
Not at the moment, just figured why not try to get to know the man who would eventually go on to build up such an empire.
That is true. I wish I could know exactly what I did to get to where you are now. But I feel within me it was worth it. Anything that happened and transpired was probably worth it. Now, was it the best way to do it? That is what I want you to help me with.
You know, 500 years is quite a long time. Yet you sound so confident that you'd have no regrets.
There is very little in my life that I have grown to regret, even in this stage. The path I walk is mine, and it is true and correct. Why would I regret living my life how I saw fit? What I regret are the individuals that I trusted, that showed their true colors when I needed them most. I regret them not being here with me.
Individuals you trusted.
Oh yes, in 500 years you make secret enemies that reveal themselves when they believe they are in control. But no one, except for me, is ever really in control here.
Suppose it must feel that way.
It does. Even in this semi-catatonic state that I find myself in, every time that you close the book and are awake, he'll sit up and look down, or I guess match you. We know who's in control of the situation.
Regardless. Here you are in a catatonic state every time I close a book.
Yes, this facsimile of me is.
Well, that answers one question.
And what question was that?
Well, if you're here, where's the rest of you?
Very fair. Probably some other facsimiles or versions of me within some of my work. They say you pour your heart and your soul into something. I don't believe they meant literally. But I did.
Player has an idea of something, but I'd like John to roll an Arcana check if that's cool.
Yeah, hit it.
Natural 20.
All right, what's your
Damn.
inkling? Hit me with it.
I'm gonna hate the fact that I'm gonna say this. Phylactery.
You're gonna say that,
I'm not gonna say that.
but you're doing it. You're not kind of thinking if this is like a phylactery type moment
Yes.
with a natural 20. There are a lot of similarities between a phylactery and what you've experienced and described from this book and what you've learned from Titus Crowley himself, but there is a distinct difference. Unless the lichness in him is somehow, or the phylactery itself is, he's learned a cultivated way to spread his soul, it would be difficult, but with a natural 20, you can insight that this is not a full-on phylactery type thing, but this is an intentional breaking of the soul for some purpose.
Got it. Okay. Good enough.
So, this version might not know, but there is... Your arcane brain starts popping off, and you come together with that this soul fracture and whatever, however many else, are not accidental. There is some reasoning.
Oh, like a Horcrux?
I
No, it's a
suppose
serious question.
you could say yes, you can draw a connection to Horcruxes in this, but there's not a... There's a lot more depth to this than the Horcruxes, but that's a very easy comparison to make as well, yes.
Okay.
Ah, yes, the crux of the whore.
Do something.
I knew something was whorish.
At this point, John will just sort of well, I would say that I don't want to take up too much more of your time,
I have all the time in the world.
as I'm sure you do. However, I don't.
Fortunately not.
Pleasure as always. I'd like to.
Wake up now?
Yes, if that's
You're very interesting, John.
You're the one in a book, and I'm the one who's interesting.
Yes. I see you, even here in a realm, you are very out of control, love. You still find ways to dig for deeper meaning and information.
Well, I would be really shitty at my job if I didn't.
Indeed. Indeed you would. I worry, though, John, that if you continue to dig, that you might try and harm this partnership we have.
It's a valid fear. But what's to say that, even not knowing all the facts, I might try to harm this partnership?
That is very true. But that would make you a fool.
It would.
And you, John Chisheron, are no fool.
I like to think so.
So for future conversations, let's agree to be above the board with our intent with knowledge. Connecting trust.
I'll try.
Very well, John. Well, good morning. And you will be shunted back into a very cold sweat. You technically get the long rest, but it's one of those where technically, yes, you get a long rest, but your body is not...
If you'd like to give me an exhaustion level, I'm fine with that. I'll take
I won't give you an exhaustion level. It is... You feel like just the first 2 hours of your day, moving your joints feels painful. And it is the morning.
Morning.
Teresa, you are
Good
woken
morning.
up by a couple of deer that are in the area looking for various plants to munch on, and they come over, and one of them is like smelling and like it's like muzzle into your face.
How apt.
If only I was Claw right now, I would know what to do. I think I just like stay there for a little bit, like just awkwardly letting them.
Roll me an animal handling.
I don't taste very good.
I thought you were going to say, I don't want to.
11.
When 11, they you kind of stay still, and there's a brief moment where your eyes are open and they meet with the deer, and they bound off.
Oh, well, I guess that saved me the trouble of having to deal with that. Alright, where was I? Okay. I was trying to make my way back to the rest of the group.
You all wake up in the morning having your chai tea tai chi.
Yee. That's my routine.
Typhoon, you wake up not hungover. And Ariana, you just had a very peaceful night.
She stopped.
And you guys are now in the morning having breakfast together. I imagine, Teresa, you come in as people are coming down to have breakfast.
Morning. I just got little bits of flecks of grass in my hair. Just
This is fine.
Claude looks and goes, I like it.
It's a good look.
Thanks. How'd everyone sleep?
She'll pull out a twig from her own hair and just slide it into yours.
Thanks.
Well, fine. Fan kept kicking me, but,
But you had your own
Normal.
room.
Just tap her chest because he's not out. Just be like, good boy.
I'm blaming Fang, so I don't blame Claw.
It's definitely Claw.
Dragonheart's aware.
Morning, John. How did you sleep?
Not pleasantly.
Insight. No, I'm just kidding.
I would not let you have no reason to.
Was very
know.
honest about that.
I was gonna say, he did not sleep pleasantly. That's what you gather.
Well, maybe one of these times you could join our cuddle pile, and it's kind of soothing sleeping next to someone like that. Maybe you'd sleep better.
Like I said, I typically only enjoy sharing the bed with people that I'm more
Boinking.
familiar. Well, that's a rather brash term for it, but yes.
Look, you were going to try and spend the next 5 minutes describing a polite way of saying boinking. I just saved you some
I
time.
was just gonna say intimate.
Yes.
Sure.
Papa, for your thoughts?
Who are you saying?
Nightmares? John. Nightmares? I get them all the time. Maybe I can be of help?
I think perhaps you could. But we best not discuss it. As I look around like the open tavern.
Okay.
Even if you
Yeah. Ooh, coffee. Good coffee.
Good coffee.
If you would like, though,
Mm-hmm.
perhaps we can go to the room.
After breakfast?
Of course.
Good, I'm starving.
Hi, Starving. I'm Dragonheart.
It's an egg scramble breakfast.
As Teresa turns to order breakfast, John's just gonna shoot Dragonheart a look. Just kind of a very blatant it is time.
Why are you Rafiki?
I don't know, but that's that.
You just hit Teresa over the head with a stick.
What'd you do that for?
Teach a completely wrong lesson in the moment.
Good dog.
I don't know whether or not Dragonheart would pick up on it,
What's
but
your passive insight?
13, I think.
You get an inkling John's trying to communicate something with a look.
Fuck, I won't say boinking again. Jeez.
That's a fair assumption to make. I cannot be mad at that one. It's a fair assumption. You all get food. It is placed down at the table. You guys eat, and you now have the... I mean, you guys can decide if you want to leave town. You don't have to be here anymore. You've had your conversations. You can leave whenever you'd like. You just need to figure out where you're headed.
Well, we're gonna have one in the quiet room, apparently.
What?
I just said we're gonna have another one in the quiet room, apparently.
Yeah. I'm just going to say, just to be thinking.
Yeah, I was gonna say that in the quiet room, honestly.
Okay. As you guys head back up in, you guys wake Astrid up, and she's in a very, very, very puffy, sleep, kind of like a Snuggie, very puffy one. She's just because technically it's daytime right now. Normally when she's asleep. Oh, you guys go. Just shuffle back off into a back room.
Fair enough.
Night.
Morning.
Yeah.
You guys head back through. And I mean, you're gonna have to find someone to open the door, but
Just knock on every door.
okay, roll me a luck check.
okay, I was gonna.
Alright.
Alright.
What?
I was gonna roll perception, but alright, knock on the door.
It's just
He
a roll.
said it. Just roll a
did
So
d20.
many times, don't we know which door it is?
Would you believe in that? Fucking 20.
It's not about the door, Typhoon. It's about knowing someone who has a key to unlock the door.
Oh, I thought you were knocking on the door to see if it just opened.
No. Yeah, you walk, you just like, I feel like you've seen someone who looks fairly important walking in and out of a room often. You go down a few flights of the stairs and just dunk, 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 dunk. What? What? Yes? Opens the door, and it is it's a flamingo Aarakocra.
Jesus Christ.
Just sticks. Yes?
We need the room.
Oh! The key, well, yes. Here, just bring back the key and you can go into the room.
Thank you.
So then you take that key and you go to the room.
Hell yeah.
You gotta respect a nat 20.
It rolled from a 2 to a 20. That's why I was like, no.
That would have been hilarious if it was a 2.
Yeah. Who are you? How'd you get in here?
Kill him!
Guards!
Yes, you're now back in the quiet room.
As we enter into the quiet room, I would like to look to see potentially... I know that, or I get the sense that down in the deep down dark, we can't be heard by outside forces, but I'd also like to see if we can get a sense of, could we be heard in this room by inside forces? Could I do like an Arcana, or...
You can do me investigation. For Arcana, there's a specific spell.
Yeah, that I don't.
Exactly.
27.
27 investigation. That's pretty damn good. You go around the room looking for any sort of glyphs or runes or, arcane instruments that could be used for recording, detecting, copying information. You do not find any.
John will just kind of like gesture for everybody to sit down.
Sit time. It's time to sit.
Time.
This is very important. And what I'm about to say does not leave this group. If it does, there's a very good chance that, my brain would get turned to mush. I cannot stress the importance of how much I don't want that to happen, so I'm trusting all of you with some very big information.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Teresa, recently, Claw brought me a book.
A book.
This book was written by Titus Crawley. It is quite old, before your time. And the first time I read through the book, I was looking for maybe some sort of insight on your creation. And following reading it for a night, upon drifting off to sleep, I found myself somewhere else. In a place where some fragment of Titus, a past, not the present, Titus before you were conceived, where his spirit, a portion of it maybe, lies. I know that in and of itself is a lot to take in. But there's more. This Titus was quite adamant that any information he gives me not leave our group. And I agreed. But I have been talking to him a couple of times, trying to garner information as to who exactly Titus Crowley was, but also as to who Titus is. Part of the reason why I didn't want to tell you quite yet was because, by his own admittance, there is a good chance that Titus Crowley still is. Like, emphasizing the word is. I also didn't want to tell you until we had garnered some control. Not control, control's the wrong word. Until you had garnered some control over the switch in your brain, whatever caused you to shut down and switch to what you were before.
Nariana's just watching Teresa.
You're right. That is a lot to take in. And I'll be honest, it's a little hard to control myself right now. But I trust you. I do not trust Titus. Whatever part of him remains, I don't know what you want from him, what you're hoping to gain from him, but him being alive in any capacity can only bring shit. Oh, yeah, my first gut thought is to warn you and to tell you to destroy that book.
Believe me, the thought had crossed my mind, however, at this point, following our first interaction, I don't believe that would be possible without risking my own life. Although, I have still considered that option.
You feel just a pressure just build up right here as you'd say that, John.
I know your mind is very curious. I know that's how you work. From our, time together. I don't think any good can come out of this, though.
Maybe you're right. Unfortunately, at this point, all I can do is try and continue to get information.
If you were anybody else, I would say fuck off. Destroy the book or fuck off.
It's
But
fair.
but you've helped me. You helped me immensely with the shit in my head. And your mind hasn't led me astray. As of now.
You recall what I told you yesterday about being a killer, regardless of trying to atone.
Yes.
I do believe that. But I also believe that people have the capacity for change. I believe that people do things, most people, not all, do things for reasons. I think that to better understand your situation, there's more information to be gained. I'm not saying that to be self-serving. I'm saying that because there's clearly a lot going on in this situation that we don't know.
That is correct. I don't believe you're the type of person to go poking around things without reason. I, against my better judgment, I don't love your actions for this, but I don't hate them either. You do what you feel is best. But if there's a chance that he, I don't know, comes out and takes control and starts fucking shit up, I don't know what I would do then.
It does sound like we need to break the connection between you and this book. Somehow, some way. Without risking your life.
Wonder if the people who helped me with the sword can do that. If it's a spirit in a sense.
Well, the issue with involving other people is what can we discuss about the book without risking John?
I mean, just say it's a possessed book, then you want to separate it.
I
But
would
at the end of
also
the
like
day-
to remind you all that Titus Crowley isn't quite a brilliant mind. Whatever kind of contingencies he has set on this are going to be quite difficult to break. Something well outside the realm of many of the even most competent casters, if I had to imagine.
And even, like, if he's connected to, he might be able to even understand the concept that you're trying to break it, and then he might attack then. So this is something you got to be very cautious about.
John, you feel like two hands just...
Yeah. Yep, I know.
What have you learned from him? Do you know his intentions with you?
I know that he's curious. I know that he's also probably wants information, specifically regarding you. I know that. John's gonna pick these next words very carefully.
If you want to express your intent.
I think the intent here is to say something to the effect that Titus wants to sort of challenge his future self. And I kind of want to do it in a way that shows that John's not so sure he wants to do that, but also doesn't want to.
I feel like you could easily get across that like the one you're talking to now is not connected to current, and that there is a competitive. You admitted it before. There's that competitiveness of like, has time really been that good to me, or is now the apex of my genius?
Right. Okay.
And your reluctance to allow that to continue, but the pressure you have.
Correct. John will state that.
I have a question. Is he able to control anything outside of the book?
All I know for certain, and I do know this for certain, is that he can control when and if his contingencies go off.
Okay.
Now that we are in the know, does the risk extend to us as well?
Refresh my brain if I'm wrong. He said it was just on me, but they couldn't say anything
Exactly.
Either. Yes.
If any of them bring it up, and he, through whatever magical or however his detection
Which was
on
why
that
I
works.
waited until after Teresa said something.
What?
Which is why I waited until after Teresa told.
Yep.
Yep.
So yes, there was a. You would know that, and now you all would know that you bringing it up and send whatever magical effects, like ability that he can to detect that it's been brought up, will pretty much instantaneously blend John's brain.
So John would say, I don't believe any of you are at risk. However, any of you can also trigger my fate. Should anything he discusses with me, including your existence, looking at Teresa, leave us.
Wait,
Okay.
you mean her existence? Like, don't tell people she exists? Because I feel like that ship has already sailed.
John will just give Nariana a look. Not say anything.
I'm gonna insight that. Because player is drawing a blank. Apparently, so is Nariana. Because that's a 9. I rolled a 2.
Damn.
What would be a step down from understanding intent from?
I would say you're not sure why. You kind of get a sense of like, I know, like, from John, but that's about it.
Gotcha.
So are you saying we also can't introduce her as Teresa? Or name alone is okay, but not
Well,
what she is.
I mean,
My name.
anybody can be named Teresa.
And that's why I'm checking. Is it more so what she is that not to talk about, or just her existence altogether?
I believe more what she is and the existence of what she is.
Okay. And that connection to him, I'm assuming.
Correct.
Which is fair.
This is
Heavy.
Stressful? Yes.
fucked.
This is heavy. Fucked.
That too.
Just something to add to our bucket list.
The bucket list is growing quite long.
Oh, we have all our lives.
That being said, I would advise against interacting with the book without really considering what it would mean.
Right pass.
Well, I won't be going anywhere near that book.
Have my mind taken over now.
One of the things that regarded the revolution that we talked about yesterday was revealing my existence. So this definitely puts a wrench in things if that is the path. But as of right now, I don't know.
John will
This is
thoughtfully look at the ceiling and not say anything.
to your credit, John. I want to say thank you for sharing. You took a big risk telling me if I had found out by an other means, my reaction would probably have been much more severe.
I understand. The intention was always to tell you. I just needed to find a slightly more ideal time to do so.
This is all kinds of fucked.
Nope.
It's fine.
Now, unless there are any more questions, I have a raging headache.
Nope.
Is it from lack of sleep? Or is it from you know who?
I begin to think we're the headaches.
John just
We are.
looks at Typhoon like,
Typhoon will stare blankly right back.
you know, that's it, I'm learning telepathy.
And you
I
guys,
believe-
yeah.
What if that gives you more of a
Can
headache?
you all
I'll
give
find
me a
out.
moment?
I'm gonna speak it. Okay, never mind.
No, Nariana, what you gonna do?
I'm gonna speak to John's head. I'm like, I could help you with the telepathy.
John will respond, actually. Well, this would actually be a wonderful time to try this out. What do you think I should do with the book, Nariana?
For now, hang on to it. Don't use it, and figure out a way to unbond it so we can destroy it.
I suppose I should consider that, is what John's going to think back.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Nothing. huh?
Nothing.
John will just smile at Ariana. Really need to get telepathy.
Now,
We'll just grin and nod at her.
if you all won't don't mind, I need like 2 minutes in this room alone.
No worries.
But we
I
do
don't
need
know.
to figure out where we're going next. Do you want to wait to discuss that?
Oh yeah.
I suppose we can give Teresa a few minutes. Well,
Okay.
I'm gonna go find some coffee. It'll help with the
I'll go with
headache.
you.
Just like pointing at his head, like, it'll help with the headache.
I'm gonna try and find Wellerman. If he's down here, that is.
You can ask somebody.
Yes, I'll ask somebody.
Yeah, there's a few people walking about. I was like, oh, no, I'm sorry. Wenderman won't probably be here until about 3:30.
Quick question, since you guys are clearing out such a big area. Have you guys come across like any, well, I guess, like special stones, rocks, jewels, or stuff that you don't need or willing to part with?
Just
you
to make
helpful?
sure I understand, are you asking if we found any gemstones that we don't want?
Or willing to part with, as in sell at a decent price?
So,
Yeah, I suppose we could do something.
when you ask, have you guys found any special gemstones? You mean like the magic rocks that were founded on? Like, oh wait, no.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
What kind of stones you looking for?
And this is where I've been thinking in my head too. I was like, I'm trying to figure out like what each character would be, like a cool, like something unique for each character. I'm still trying to figure that out.
We can say you can give the information.
Yeah. Like I know for Claw, like something on the green, more natural color side.
It's just a rock you found in the driveway.
I believe we could get you something, or maybe was you looking for something like yay big, something not too big?
Yeah, nothing too big. To make some jewelry out of something small.
I probably get you something for like we could say 75 gold.
Insight, because I used to handle jewelry. Is that a
Yeah.
good price? Because that sounds kind of high.
1, 2, 3, 4 to get 5 different good sized quality gemstones.
I guess so. That's 22 on my end. 22?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
22. Alright. My friends are worth it.
You guys heard it here, folks. 75 gold. Friendships are worth.
Friendship.
Feel cheap, man.
Yeah, well, hey, y'all ain't
Only
paying my bills,
75
so.
gold.
15 gold each. So yeah, you hand over that money. You can add whenever you think, or if you want to shoot me messages, and we can go through on gemstones.
Okay, yeah. And then, I don't know if I'd get this here, but I can also probably get it at like a store, but like some copper wire, some wire or something.
Oh yeah, they throw that in.
Yeah, that's pretty simple. I actually might have some on me.
Meanwhile, back in the room.
Yeah, and I'll meet them back if we're gonna meet back there eventually.
Oh, if people started coming back in, they would just see like a bunch of fist-sized craters.
That's what I thought you were gonna do. So yes, for the 2 minutes, you quietly, no impression to the outside world of what you're doing in there, and it is just a lot of the
Yes,
wall
where?
is cracked.
Huh. I wonder what happened. Weird.
The world may never know.
So yes, you reconvene after about 5 minutes.
So when we reconvene,
That's so weird.
John's gonna suggest I think it would be a good idea for us to continue along trying to figure out the situation surrounding Rin. Partially because now that you know, if I go, the connection to Rin probably does as well.
That's true.
Yeah.
Back
Not-
to Saluna.
Once again, not to be self-serving, but they came to me to help you. It would be a shame if I were to
Poof.
lose that ability.
So back to Saluna.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah, that's the only place where we know to
The
get
only
some info.
issue being is that we were advised to stay all off the tracks.
I mean, there's other means to get to Slivers.
I'm not going to like these other means, am I?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably
Thanks.
not. I mean, just don't
Cut to John
question
on a boat.
anything and everything will be fine.
Cut to John on a boat.
Okay, if...
Just go with the flow. It's okay. Well, if you want to go by these.
Be like water.
It's incredibly dangerous. Not to mention illegal. And I don't want to know as much as possible.
Well, I mean, it's not like I have to find a specific criminal to get us there.
I just said I don't want to know as much as possible.
I'm saying I can. Because as
Remind
far
me,
as.
Bobby,
Oh, sorry.
why can't we take the train?
Because the government.
Government.
Because the government's like super evil.
Hey now.
Don't try.
That's
this.
correct.
No
but-
star.
Let me make sure too I understand this right. Ship's passage doesn't say I have to get someone who can smuggle us or a criminal. It just says that I can find a friend who has a ship to help us get to another location.
Yes, most of the time it's implied that it's a criminal connection.
I
A criminal
get
friend, but-
it. I'm just saying. I could find a friend who just happens to be a sailor. Like, hey,
Yes, you could.
Listen, as long as I have enough for plausible deniability.
just don't
John's
ask
all about
questions. I'll
covering
take
his
care of
ass.
it. If this is the route we want to go, we just need to find a port.
Which, with
If
your
you are-
understanding, the closest port town is, if you notice on the map, there's not too many truly on the ocean.
I mean, I see a boat beside Brom. Does that count?
Is that conveniently
That is there
Is
as
that-
visual aesthetic.
is no, I'm asking as far as like the nearest port town, is that conveniently Dramic?
Maybe. Maybe it is.
Rocks fall.
Rocks fall, everyone
Look,
dies.
I'm just saying.
I forget, what's that drama?
For some OG fans of Bards and Noble, there are several references to various other games in this map.
Dramic.
So yes, Dramic would be the closest seaport.
What about prom?
Brom is in the side of a mountain.
I don't know, I see a boat right there.
The boat's just on the water.
Well, I would hope so.
The ghost ship. There you go. It's
Oh shit.
Ooh.
I mean, it could be.
I heard stories about that one.
I've heard stories about those ghost ships.
Just say something I totally forgot before we started talking about all this.
Let's go to Gemstead, guy. You're the
Let's not.
boat
Let's just
there.
ignore everything we've talked about so far.
I'm sure there'll be a boat here.
I'm jumping the ghost ship.
I'm sure there's a boat in the middle of the country.
Even John would be like, I'll go with a pirate.
I will forego any and all known safety to not go there.
Viva la revolution.
I mean, by all means, you can stay here.
I will be a one-woman revolution.
No, because I'm stuck with your ass.
We'll be a two-woman revolution.
Ugh. What did I sign up for, man?
So where are you guys headed? Now I
Are we
will
leaving
say
right now.
it has
And it's
been.
Luna.
You were told not to use the tracks. It has been. By the time you get back to Saluna, it will be over a month since you left. So a lot of time. If you're going to Dramic and not taking the tracks, it would probably take you about a week and a half travel. On foot.
Yeah.
On carrot.
Yes, on with Frankie and Peanut. Your two trusted best friends.
Yeah.
As
Can't
it
leave them
should
behind.
be.
Before we leave this area, John would send a message back to a guard back home to get an update.
Anyone in particular?
Well, I would say somebody John was friendly with, but there's not many of those, so I guess.
You do have one.
The one guy who did
What
that
about
good
that
job.
friend or the guy who was like trying his best?
Which guy who was trying his best?
The
What?
one who was actually doing his job.
The one back in Midway?
Yes.
I was
Yeah.
trying his best
Yeah.
and he was kind of nice.
I can't remember his name.
One moment.
Jeffrey.
Name
Jeffrey.
was not Jeffrey.
Are you sure? Sounds about right.
It could have been Jeffrey.
It sounds
It
right.
could have been John, but spelled John.
Bobby.
Could have been John with 2 J's.
John.
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 John Jacob.
Oh, John.
Jingleheimer
Jingleheimer
Smith.
Hey,
Man, his name was my
Smith.
name too.
Yeah.
Well, what happens when you go out?
The people always shout. They go,
Oh
there
my
goes
God,
John
please
Jacob
stop,
Jingleheimer
please stop.
Schmidt.
I hate you all.
That's
We
fine.
have to talk about something while the DM scours his notes.
I don't believe
Yeah.
his
What
do you
name
want
was
to talk
John,
about?
but I don't have it. Do you not have it in your notes?
John did not care enough about this NPC.
No, John probably would have written that down. But,
But would Skye have written this down?
the thing is that I don't have it on my
'Kay.
character sheet. That's where I would
We're
put
Was
gonna
it
note.
say it's-
pre-flood?
Pre-flood.
No, it wasn't pre-flood.
When their basement flooded.
Oh.
But it wasn't pre-flood.
We're gonna
Post
just
flood.
say his name is Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yes.
I'm adding. it to
Now
your
you gotta
character
remember
note.
your
Yeah.
Yeah.
you gotta remember your voice for him.
No. New name, new voice. I'll put it right at the top of my character notes.
I already added it.
Oh, okay.
That's what I do.
Alan friend named Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
Okay.
Jeffrey.
So you're gonna sending?
Yes.
What are you gonna say?
I'm just gonna say, hello, hope all is well. Have been away. Hello, hope all is well. Have been away for a while. Was hoping to see if there was new information.
Every last word.
Yeah.
Oh. Hello. Everything is good.
Just peachy.
Rebuilding is going well. No new attacks. Lady Tybalt has been removed. Tensions with the North.
3 more words.
I miss you.
1 more word.
Good man.
Bitch.
Um,
Wait, is this the bumbling buffoon guy?
Yeah.
Guy just trying his
He's
best.
not a buffoon.
No, I
He's
I think his
trying
name
his
started with a
best.
T actually.
John will. I'm going
Titus
to.
Welly.
Jeffrey.
John will recast the spell. I'm gonna burn another spell slot for this because I'm a menace to society. And who needs third level spell slots anyway?
Straight out of Midway.
John will
Oh my
recast.
God.
Say thank you for the information. Have there been more updates on the lookalikes of my current traveling companions? I would like to know. Question mark.
Imagine you say question mark now.
No, I don't, because I only had one word left.
Question.
Question mark. Question mark.
If I just merge it
Question
together.
mark.
Question mark.
The last I heard of your group, you were in Dawnstead. That's the south. You've never been there.
Correct.
Thanks for
Correct.
clarifying.
Correct.
Thanks for
I can imagine you guys
Got
have
me
the
looking
map
at the
open.
map.
Look,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
just-
looking
I
at
have
it.
it open.
Okay. I want to assume about 2 weeks ago.
Isn't it Dexter
Dawn's-
Quintilis or something?
Yes!
I
Dasher
found it.
Quintilis, thank you.
There was a T in there. You were right, Shiro.
Dextery.
At least I wrote it down.
Thank you.
So yeah, John will let that be that then, and pass that information along to the party.
Okay. Well,
I don't want to go there because if they just left, that could not.
Correct.
that could prove some clues, though.
Perhaps, yes, perhaps it could. What may be best to do is as we get closer to over there, I can send another message for another update.
Sounds good.
Cool. So it sounds like y'all are heading from Brahm up to Dramic.
Yeah, before we go, I want to stop by the broken leg, dude. We don't need to interact it. I just want to say hi, check on him, and see if we come up with an idea to help him. If we can't, it is what it is. But dude, stop breaking your leg. That was my interaction.
Roll an intelligence check. Teresa, if you're helping out, one of you can roll with advantage.
Okay.
Yeah, you rolled that advantage. You're smarter than me, I think.
Okay, I wrote. Wait, huh? I'm not.
I thought you.
Dude,
I don't
the
know
two-
what your class.
I'm
Shiro
a
just
10.
assumes everyone's smarter than his character.
Well, 13 versus
I'm a 10.
10. So
10.
technically,
Oh
Typhoon's
wow.
smarter.
Okay, let me get that official.
Teresa
Yeah.
was like pseudo smart. She was into
Yeah.
those pseudo sciences, you know?
No.
15.
The 15, you devise a basic pulley method that he could use. Theoretically, he would just have to climb up there and install it first, and then it would make it easier for him to do his work and be up there.
Could we install it while we're there, just really quickly?
Would anyone
like-
other than these two be helping with this project?
Sure.
Okay, each of
I
you.
mean, I could help with like the climbing and stuff and putting the shit
I'm pretty
in.
good at climbing.
Because I'm strong.
Each of you roll me. Well, one of you roll me athletics.
Okay.
One of you roll me sleight of hand.
I got
One of
that.
you roll me
Athletics.
acrobatics.
Hey, it's almost if that's the things we're good at.
For real, right?
Fucking wild, right? Except the fact that I need Typhoon to do athletics.
Oh,
You think I won't?
So, all right. Well,
Damn
who's
it.
doing what then?
I was good at
Sleight of hand.
athletics.
I'm doing the
So
sleight
you're,
of hand.
you're
I
team
have
acrobat.
All right, that's fine. I'm good at that shit.
24.
27.
Strength.
16 plus 8.
Okay, so yes, you guys quite easily
These are way up.
install a basic pulley system with some locks, so he doesn't just plummet down to death.
Yep.
Just-
Whoa.
He could have died, like, bro.
As you guys
Time
help
to go.
him
It's like,
finish,
guy's name?
he will start crying. It just, thank you so much. This is gonna make things so much easier.
Yeah, no problem. You don't need to cry. It's okay.
I can
It'll also cut down on your medical bills.
Or I don't.
I think you just mean
Daughter
dinners I make
yeah.
for my daughter.
Yeah.
Oh, you have
She can
private
finally
healthcare.
stop being angry at you,
That'll also be very helpful.
and you can stop breaking your legs. That's probably the best bit. I think.
Yeah, probably good.
Okay.
Oh boy. John, do you go and talk to Wellamoo before you guys leave?
Yes.
I imagine Claw's gonna have a goodbye session with Bree.
You're probably right.
Okay. So we're imagining, I'll say you guys spend the rest of that day gathering supplies, getting what you need. We'll call it if people want to split. I get 3 silver for total for anything, for enough food, supplies, and stuff to make it from here to Gramick.
3
I
silver.
can cover the 3.
Are we splitting
I
3 or
could.
each paying 3?
No, she's splitting 3.
Oh, I thought we were each paying 3.
No, shit's cheap, man.
I can cover the 3.
All right.
They give you a discount as well.
Because
'Cause
this
they're
is
afraid.
my...
Did we ever get our soccer ball?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I forgot.
Yes.
The problem
Thank you.
is the city's on this town, this village on a slope.
slant.
So if one of you kicks it too far down, it just starts going.
One side has the absolute advantage.
Yeah. Booting it
That's why
down.
they switch sides.
Yes.
You obviously play with it inside.
Ah! So around the next day when you're leaving, Wellerman at this point is in his office
I didn't say bye to Dojo Lady. I forgot. Yeah.
in Opal. Okay,
Opal.
we'll do Opals first, and then we'll do. So for
Pass.
what?
I would say we could just skip it if you want to. I feel like I'm taking too much time. That's like just add it.
No, you're good. I mean, I figure you guys wouldn't want to talk to her, but you guys fought her.
Okay, fair enough.
One of you also did more than fight with her.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
was
different kind of
wrestling in
fighting.
another- Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
It was
If you
crazy.
go to say goodbye. Oh, well, I am sad to see you go. But, just like the waves of the ocean, I have a feeling you'll be back one day.
Yeah, I'd love to come.
Yeah,
You are
come
welcome
again.
at the
Yeah.
dojo whenever.
Thank you. Thank you for everything. We really appreciate it.
Of course. If you find yourselves needing help in something I can assist with, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to help. You're good people.
As are you.
Thank
As
you.
are you.
Nobody else is saying anything, bro.
Hey, it's your girlfriend. Don't look at me.
Well,
Hey,
girlfriend's
oh, I
putting
see
it
all
kind
that.
of.
Hold on, wait a minute.
I am not into committed relationships. Let love be free.
Exactly.
I'd love to test my luck against you when I get stronger. If I get stronger.
Please, come back.
I was
We'll
so
give it a shot.
close.
Oh yes, you were close. But next
So
time
was
I'll be
I.
a little more serious. Oh yes, you are so close to have
So-
Nari on the head. You're so close.
At least in my head, I was.
You
Yeah, no, I
got a
wasn't.
concussion?
Baby.
Well,
Maybe.
Oh, you too?
your concussion's different.
Oh no!
Oh,
A different head took a blow.
Be safe
But
out there.
Oh God. Well played, sir.
She pulls out her non-foam weapons.
I breathe fire.
Be safe. Don't die. Be kind of sad.
Kind of sad.
just a little sad.
One day I might get you to throw a punch.
Me?
No, look at
No,
John.
John.
John will just
Oh.
kind of like look her up and down for a moment. I saw you fight the others. I might be able to take one of them in one-on-one combat, but I doubt I can
Hey.
take you.
Oh, I thought all whatever magic you wanted. It'd be very cool to see if you could
Fireball.
hurt me a bit.
Actually, yeah, I don't think I've ever seen you.
Fireball.
Anyway, I have a class to teach, so
He tapped.
be safe.
I
All right, everybody, let's get down to a dog.
take an extra peek.
It's a different kind
Definitely,
of
you
class.
definitely look at.
The beach.
Yes.
Beachiness.
We're gonna do Wellman now. Is it just John, or are you all going to say goodbye?
I'll go.
Yeah, I thought we were all going, unless you wanted private time.
That's fine. Yeah.
So you guys, all right, you back? Wellman, you have I can tell who it is.
By the smell of them.
My eyebrow started to twitch.
Smell like grease.
Are we that bad to you?
But not you per se.
Oh, that's nice.
All right, what you need?
Just wanted to let you know that we were leaving. And despite how you think of me, I appreciate everything that you've done for us while we were here.
Spending a week with you, off and on. I might have been a little too harsh on you when you were with Peach. But I don't regret or feel bad.
Nor should you.
Don't go dying. I don't want you breaking Peach's heart.
I hope distancing myself from her might grant her some sense of safety.
I would like that a lot. I would hope so. Trying to get in contact with her.
I have something that might help.
Mhm.
We'll pull out the cog. I can talk to her by myself now, but this was linked directly to her. I am unsure if it might be overheard, but
If you could contact her and let her know that it's about time that she visits home for once, that would be good.
it's the least I can do.
Thank you, John. Thank you, everyone, for enlightening me on quite a few things. And, look at you, Teresa. Thank you for your apologies.
Thanks for not killing me on sight.
There it is.
For now.
For now. I do have a favor of you to ask.
Mm-hmm.
A month out from when this whole thing gets kicked off. I know you're not magically inclined, but you have people in your service that are. Could you have them shoot me a message so I know it's happening?
I'll have someone contact you when the time is right for you to know. How about that?
Fair enough.
Well, all right. I ain't kissing you, wishing you good luck and bye, so...
Oh, damn.
You don't want a hug?
Nariana will go over and give him a hug. Whether he wants it or not.
He'll take out his hammer and just like push it against your chest. No. You already danced with me once, and that was for a ceremony.
No touchy.
Okay, that's fair.
We're
Would
back in
you at
Ulster.
least take a handshake?
She's not asking for your firstborn. She's asking for a handshake.
I'll give you a handshake when you come back.
Fair.
Take care of yourself.
It was nice meeting you.
I've lived this long, I'll keep on living.
You better. She'll be pissed if you don't.
Well, if I die before you,
If you die before me, something's gone terribly wrong.
and I am going to haunt you using whatever weird spirit magic I can.
Boy, I hope it doesn't really work like that.
You heard it here, universe. If I die, it's him.
Viva la revolution.
It really would be a curse, then, wouldn't it? As John like mumbles as he walks out, just like.
All right,
Viva la revolution.
you guys leave.
And then we die.
You guys start heading. So the best way to you guys to go is continue west, going down the mountain slope. And there's two ways you can do this. You can head straight for Dramic and have less time, or you can go to Aberrant and then out to Dramic.
I'd say straight shot. That's just me, though.
The vote for straight shot.
I mean, it is the most efficient.
Yeah. I don't see otherwise.
Okay. So you guys head out, and that's where we're gonna end tonight's session. You guys on the road, figuring out your next path. A lot of information revealed, a lot of things talked about and discovered. Way to go, team.
GG, guys.
GG.
GG, no re.
No re. Okay, well, that was our final episode, everyone.
Wait, no. What happens next? I need to know.
Goodbye.
Is this like renew for another season joke that I'm not?
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Well, it was an honest question. Fine, don't educate me so I can stay confused.
Make sure to smash that like button.
In the face.
Like a boss.
Like a boss.
High fives all around.
If you want to take us out.
No, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Remember?
Ooh, do I get to be you today?
Yeah, go ahead and be me today.
Hey, guess what we did today, guys? We played D&D. that means that this video will be up on YouTube on Monday.
Monday.
But before that, if you would like to check out something that's not D&D, you can check out the amazing Cymerk as a storyteller for DC by Night, Monument of Shadows on Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Standard time.
And we will be back next week with more Slivers of Fate.
I can't wait. I get to make some more encounters. It's going to be super fun.
And I can't wait because pee pee poo poo.
I bet you weren't expecting that one. Aha. All right. Thank you guys so much for being here. Anything from the peanut gallery before I take us off?
Some medium hard pretzels.
Medium hard
Get your pretzels, folks.
Medium hard,
Peanut
semi-soft
butter
pretzels.
pretzel bun.
Soft, floppy pretzels.
Beautiful.
Dripping in beer cheese.
All right. Thank you guys for being here. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.